It wasn't a win. It wasn't a loss. But in the first preseason game for the New England Patriots, they tie with the Indianapolis Colts 13-13. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports, presented by Prize Picks. I am your host, Brett Alper, and I want to make note that this was a preseason game. We didn't get to see Drake May on the field. We didn't get to see A.J. Brown. We didn't get to see Christian Gonzalez. It was a majority of the time all backups. And well, you could see from the total score of it being 26, it was a pretty ugly game. I mean, I just enjoyed football being back. But you see right here, we saw Tommy DeVito play the first half and then Baron Morton. We saw Jam Miller kind of get his way in. And for Kobe Prentice, I was a little bit impressed. 3 catches for 40 yards. Yeah, he played a majority of the second half, but overall, it felt like it was just average for the Patriots. But I think going into this game, we kind of didn't expect much from the New England Patriots. I think we just kind of expected overall, how is Tommy DeVito going to play? Because he was the backup. And God forbid, like knock on wood, let's hope that Drake May does not get hurt. But if he does, how would DeVito look? And I thought he looked very solid. The one thing that goes with the Josh McDaniels type offense is that how is the quarterback going to take care of the football? And 13 for 22, yeah, DeVito missed some throws here and there. Yeah, he didn't turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing. He didn't throw an interception. 92.6 QB rating, 138 yards, 13 completions for 22. I also looked at the offensive line because we saw Caleb Lomu in there at right tackle. We saw Marcus Bryant at left tackle. We saw Andrew Rupcich at left guard. We saw Ben Brown at center, who Rupcich and Ben Brown went down with an injury, which is a huge problem because the Patriots don't have much depth at the offensive line position. And at right guard, we had James Hudson. But overall, it felt like they protected the quarterback very well. And I thought Caleb Lomu played very, very particularly well. So I thought that was kind of a W for the Patriots in the first half before the backups of the backups of the backups came in. Overall, I liked what I saw from Caleb Lomu. I liked what I saw from Marcus Bryant. So I got to say, I trust some of the backups to kind of help the Patriots. Let's say if someone gets hurt, so specifically on the offensive line. I loved what I saw from Caleb Lomu today. I thought he played very, very well. Very, very quiet. But when you're playing quiet as an offensive lineman, that's better than anything. So I'll ask you guys this. Do you trust the Patriots backups? You let me know down in the comments section. Give me a T for trust, or give me an N for no, because Caleb Lomu kind of was the big shining moment of this, and I don't think I saw him let up any pressure. He did have an ineligible man downfield play, which kind of pissed me off, but overall, I think it was a solid day for him. Jam Miller kind of was the star of the offense when it doesn't include the quarterbacks. We knew going into today that Terrell Jennings is out, so who is going to be the lead back for running back 3? And Jam Miller, 14 carries, 55 yards. Yeah, it wasn't too great with a 3.9 rushing average, but I thought he played very, very, very well. But for the other guy, my guy Lan Larison. Yeah, you can look at his rushing numbers, and he only had 7 carries, but he had 1 yard. That's about it. But he did have 6 catches for about 38 yards, so that's kind of your pick your poison here. How is that going to be? Did we like what we saw for Larison in the passing game, but did we not like what we saw for him in the running game? Because I'll tell you right now, Jam Miller did not catch a pass in the backfield. So that's kind of your pick your poison. And Lan Larison was the first guy on special teams. He returned a couple of kicks, which was okay. Kyle Williams, he saw the field a little bit. We saw 2 receptions, 437 yards, 1 touchdown. He got wide open in the back of the end zone. But clearly we saw that the Patriots were trying to target him. So I'm glad that he got a touchdown. I'm glad that he got some reps because Tommy DeVito definitely targeted him. One guy that kind of went under the radar, and he was an absolute stud today. And I know the stat sheet isn't going to say it, but Cameron Dorner, man, he had like 1 catch for 18 yards, but that does not tell the story. He had a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch for 50 yards that got called back on a BS penalty. But you could see that he was draped by the defender. He went up, caught it, and then the very next play, Tommy DeVito went over the middle to Cameron Dorner, and he could make a name for himself. He's been looking good on the field, and I'm enjoying watching him play throughout camp, and he's definitely a prime candidate to go out and make this practice field. Definitely some guy to go out and make this practice squad. So that's one guy that we are going to keep our eyes on once we get into later down the line. We have 2 more preseason games left. We have it against the Eagles, and we got it against the Browns, and we're definitely going to see him play a lot more. Appreciate everybody that joined the chat tonight. Appreciate everybody that joined the chat or joined the live stream tonight. We hit 300 subs on our live stream. We also hit 50,000 earlier today. So round of applause to all the real ones out here for Patriots Today. We aren't getting done just yet. We got more coming for you, and we also got more going into next week. We are live for every single game. So if you want videos like this, you want live streams, go ahead and hit that sub button right now. We'll get to the defense in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do that, we got to go over our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. You know, I use Prize Picks every single day. I'm making lineups non-stop. And tonight, I made a little bit of lineups, and they didn't really do well. But you can also make lineups on basketball, like the W. You can go with baseball. You can go motorsports. You can go esports. You can do season-long lineups on Prize Picks. It's all there. But I had my lineup today. 0 for 3. Big 0 for. I will say this. Like Seth McGowan, he fumbled, did not play for the rest of the game. I had the more on his rushing yards. I had the more on Eli Raven's receiving yards. He got it in one play, and then Caleb Loma was down the field, and it got called back. And then I had the more on Efton Chisholm, and I think a play got called back for him as well. So unfortunate, but you guys can do better than me by making a lineup of your own, and maybe you can win some money. But all you got to do is just download the app today and then play your first $5. Get $150 in lineups when you download the app. If you win that lineup, just use code HMA at signup. That's right. Prize Picks just switched up their offer. So there's no better time to join, lock in, and win that first lineup, ladies and gentlemen. That's code HMA at signup to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win that first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, moving to the defense. And I think the one spotlight that we have to go take a look at was just how did Gabe Akis play? Because he was the one guy that all the eyes were on, because we didn't see any of the starting defense. We didn't see Christian Gonzalez. We didn't see Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, any of those guys in particular. But for Gabe Akis, he finished the day with 5 tackles. I thought he played very well, specifically on special teams. He also forced an interception. He got to the quarterback, pressured Anthony Richardson, and forced a bad throw that led to the interception. So I thought that was good on his part. So Gabe Akis, solid day. Not anything spectacular, but overall good. Now for KJ Britt, different story. That man was the star of the show. 3 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, but he literally had that tackle for loss. He bulldozed through the line of scrimmage, hit the guy 2 yards back behind the line, and then the very next play, there was a big run. I think it was by Anthony Richardson. Man, peanut punches the ball right out, forces a fumble. That was a big play by KJ Britt, and that's something that the Patriots are definitely look at for that linebacker spot if he is definitely going to make this team. And I have him as a lock after today because he was shining bright, especially there and also on special teams. Braden Swinson also had a good day. 3 tackles. I think he had a pass breakup. He knocked the ball down in the second half. He had 1 QB hit, getting pressure to the quarterback. He was looking very, very solid today. I really liked what I saw from Braden Swinson. You can clearly see kind of him excelling and getting a lot better from that rookie season, because last year, we didn't see anything from Braden Swinson in the preseason. This year, first game, we're already seeing him making some plays. And I just want to give a shout-out to one of the undrafted free agents, Channing Canada. I thought he played a very, very solid day. 4 tackles, 4 assist tackles, so that means 8 tackles total on the day. No pass breakups, no interceptions, but I didn't really see him kind of let up a lot of plays today. He was kind of all over the field, and that's an undrafted free agent now that we have a whole battle going on right now. Kendall Vildor had an interception I thought was very impressive. But for Channing Canada battling for that last spot on the roster with those cornerbacks, that's some guy that you want to take a look at. But the big thing that we need to talk about, why did this game become a tie? Well, because you see right here that Andy Borregales went 2 for 5 from the field goal. He missed 3 of them. 40% from the field goal percentage. 40% from the line. That was terrible. And when I mean terrible, like bad is really, really bad. He missed like a 56-yarder. He missed a 52-yarder. And then he had a 48-yard field goal to win the game, and it wasn't even close. It was wide left. So I know he had this problem last preseason, and he bounced it back. But right now, the Patriots don't have anybody else on the roster. They don't have anybody competing with Andy Borregales. And he's been perfect throughout camp. But once you got in that game setting, he started to miss. Now, could this be fixed? 1,000%. He could come back next week and make field goals. But do not be surprised if the Patriots bring in some kickers. Like, hey, John Parker Romo was here last year, and we could easily bring him in for a workout. We could bring him in for a signing to put some competition and put Andy Borregales just kind of on his toes for a little bit. But that was a major problem and definitely the biggest loser of the game so far, or biggest loser of the preseason so far. So I'll ask you guys, do the Patriots have a kicker problem? Because 2 for 5, that's bad. That's really bad. Really, really bad, especially when you're missing a 40-yard field goal. So you let me know down in the comments section if the Patriots have a kicker problem. Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no. Week 1 of the preseason is down. We got 2 games to go next week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, my most hated team. I'm going to be treating this like it's the goddamn Super Bowl. So you're going to enjoy it. So join in while we have a little bit of fun. We are going to go live tomorrow for just recap everything, talk about the Pats, maybe get a mailbag for you. So don't forget to hit that sub button, guys. And as always, let's go Pats.